Boitumelo.
Into my
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from the media. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for making your time to join the African National Congress's National Working Committee on the occasion of the visit to the Northwest Province. I'm with the Secretary General, Comrade Fikile Mbalula, who is also flanked by Comrade Nono Maloyi, the provincial chairperson of the ANC in this province. Over to you, SG.
Thank you very much, Comrade Mahlengi. We are here in Bukonibu-Pirima in the Northwest Province. We have been here since yesterday. Yesterday we engaged with our structures across the length and breadth of this province. Ngakamudiri Mulema, Ujanala, KK Kaunda, and Dr. Ruth Mumpati. These meetings were attended by branches and branch leadership of the ANC across, and they were addressed by leadership of the ANC led in Kamudiri Mulema by the President, in Dr. Ruth Mumpati, first DSG, Nomvula Mkonyani, in Bujanala, Fikile Mbalula, Secretary General, in KK Kaunda, Gwede Mantashe, National Chairperson. They were joined in those meetings by members of the Provincial Executive Committee, members of the NWC and Stroke NEC in those meetings. We focused on the state of organization in the Northwest Province. We also focused on the state of governance. We are now receiving reports from the different regions and the Provincial Executive Committee. There are many things that have been said by the structures in those meetings, and challenges that we are facing as an organization. Some regions have not gone to regional conferences, so we need to expedite that process. And there are still hangovers over the last national provincial conference that took place here. And we believe that it is time, Marumofati, we need to implement the Marumofati program in the Northwest. Our organization is ravaged by squabbles, which are very, very, very not ideological, not political, just personal, all around. And we are going to implement the Marumofati program in the Northwest. There are comrades who took the Provincial Executive Committee to court to challenge the outcomes of the conference. The courts have ruled on that particular matter. Not all conferences will give you the desire or the wishes of whatever group, but once conferences are over, we need to put down the weapons and get on with the work of the ANC. Where there are challenges, we will work with the province to address those challenges. Governance, there are startling cases of anarchy, so to say, where people have voted for the ANC, but they are ANC deployees who have taken the vote and given it to the opposition. Mamusa is one such council which we need to attend to. We have challenges here in Bujanala, which are not major. It's just squabble among comrades. Councillors being defiant and doing as they wish. So the center must hold. There are very, very good examples. Moretele The comrades there are doing their best. Moretele, Khetleng, they are good examples. With less revenue, but they are focused on the work in terms of spending the money that is allocated because they don't have revenue, and then working with the people on the ground, because that is essentially the work of council and councillors. How do you become a councillor and your record in terms of engaging the people is poor? Then you're not supposed to be a councillor, because the reason you are a councillor, you are employed politically, is because you must interact with the people. You wake up, you breathe, you are the last line of intervention and interaction. When people cry about clinics, water and all of that, they see a councillor who must then explain. Some of these councillors, indeed, they don't have the means to help. Where they intervene is because they've got massive support from provincial government and so on. So we will reflect on those issues and then take necessary steps where it is necessary. Squabbles, we are not going to put up with squabbles. People must mend up and be matured, and then we'll support them. And then if not, we will then be decisive. But equally, we want to see the provincial leadership led by Nono and his collective here in the province providing leadership. They too need our support in providing that leadership to unite them and then to unite the ground. So that's really very fundamental as we approach not only the elections but building a strong African National Congress, which is the main focus of this visit to provinces. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, SG. Can I just take a quick round of questions? Mindful of the fact that the meeting is still ongoing, so this is not a report of the outcomes of the meeting, as just a quick reflection. May I start with yourself, my brother, followed by yourself, and yourself, my sister, in that order, and Junior, you'll be the last person.
It's Nayazone Tonje from Eyewitness News. Two quick ones. Earlier this year, you mentioned that the ANC would be looking to deploy senior officials into troubled municipalities. You've got a couple that are placed under administration and they're troubled here. Are you looking at that here in this province? Number two, it's a side issue. The Western Cape and the Women's League conferences, do we know the status, especially with the Women's League one? Is it still going to happen, seeing that it's 3 weeks away from the date that it was that is supposed to take place? Thank you.
We are considering the intervention to include senior ANC people, not only across the country. So it's part of our plan as the national leadership of the ANC, and we will also bounce that with the comrades in the province, which is what they need to look at, so that we bring stability in some of the municipalities where we are challenged because of ANC squabbles. So that plan is there, and you are going to see it coming into place. And also we are going to adopt tomorrow a detailed plan of engaging with municipalities. We have had 42 of such municipalities that are faced with challenges in the country, and once that plan is adopted, we are going to launch it. That plan will include a barometer in terms of performance of our municipalities, and also the right people, the right skilled people are deployed to check that in terms of the barometer. So that is on the works, and we will unveil it very soon. And then Women's League conference is coming. The DSG Maropin is not yet, they are busy with those preparations. And the Youth League conference also is coming. And Western Cape is sitting in July or June. It's sitting now in June. The conference, they are ready. We are helping them to do the final touches.
Thank you very much.
SG, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm alright, thank you. SG,
Please introduce yourself.
Oh, my name is Lunga from The Citizen.
Thank you.
SG, yesterday the president spoke in length about the issues that the municipalities in Tsobota have, and the municipalities come out to say they don't have any money. What intervention are you doing as the leaders, and and he also spoke about the issues of being divisive, that you are divided, there's no unity in that, especially that region. And also, Chair, they've accused you of being one who is the leader of those divisiveness in this province. I just want to hear your takes on both of that.
No, I'm not sure about the accusation of the chair being the leader of divisions. I think the secretary was very clear that when you go to conferences, people will lobby for their preferred leaders. And once a conference is over, each and every member of the African National Congress must lobby or must rally behind that leadership. Now, this is where we are. He also indicated that we need to open the gates of conferences because it looks like some amongst us are still locked into those conferences. Once we open those gates and so on, then everybody must focus on rebuilding, renewing, and uniting the African National Congress. So there is nothing like that. Ours is to focus on uniting the ANC in the province, rebuilding our structures and so on, and ensuring that there is stability in our municipalities, in the provincial government and so on. So we are seized with that project. All other things are not part of our agenda.
Thanks.
We are going to work and help the province to unite. The chair is correct. Like I said in the preamble, that there are still hangovers about the conference that took place here. There are still people who are still who don't regard the leadership as leadership. You get to the stage where you give up. And then that's why I'm saying we're going to implement a Marumo Fatsi program in the Northwest. And we will assist that project because in it there's a lot of allegations that are made. There are perceptions, whether true or false, that people think they have been purged and that they have been chased around by the leadership and so on. Across, there is that complaint. So the issue of patronage, it's a phenomenon that visited us as early as 1996. It is ravaging the movement here in this province and across the country. We need to develop a clear approach of how we deal with that particular phenomenon.
It's just about the municipality.
Ditsobota, I thought no will respond to that.
Ditsobota. No. We have sent a team to Ditsobota from both COGTA and the provincial treasury to go and assist. Our biggest problem in Ditsobota is revenue collection. The municipality is not collecting from consumers. So we have said what the team must do, firstly, is to ensure that they assist them with enhancement programs, which they are doing. But thirdly, because Ditsobota owes ESCOM, it owes the water boards a lot of money. We have applied to national, in line with what is contained in Circular 124, that there must be debt relief. We have applied, we are assisting Ditsobota to comply. As we speak, Ditsobota for now is owed over 50 million by the provincial departments and national departments. One of the things that we are doing starting from next week is to ensure that each and every department, they pay Ditsobota what is owed to Ditsobota in order for Ditsobota to meet their obligations. So those interventions are there. There is a team permanently in that municipality. I have also, in my capacity as the MEC for COGTA, deployed a chief director from the department to go and assist there administratively. She is there every day to ensure that there is permanent stability in Ditsobota. It is not going to be easy, but we'll get it right.
Thank you very much. Shall I move on to you? Oh, my sister.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, SG. How does the ruling party then respond to these allegations that are actually showing their head that some 3 senior members of the ANC have been mad with these allegations that they tried to bribe the public protector to have one of the investigations against them evaporated, for lack of a better word?
Well, we can't talk about the ghost. So up until we have something, we can then talk about it. At the present moment, it's a ghost. Mzilikazi write a story and then it doesn't mention the names, and then the allegations are there. We don't know what are they talking about, whether there is veracity in the whole thing, but it says there are SMSs exchanged. I'm eager to know who has done that. If there is any member of the ANC who have done the things that Mzilikazi is reporting about, surely there will be action. Heads will roll, definitely, because we don't play. You go wrong, we hit you. We hit you hard. If there's anybody who has done the things that Mzilikazi is alleging would have happened in the inquiry of Mkhwebane, that person is in for a high jump. The ANC will not hesitate to act. At the present moment, I've got nothing. And there is a journalist, he reported, I'm concerned about the image of the ANC. And that is why we took Mr. Director to clean us. I had some gossip newspaper said that it was all lies, we didn't act. We have acted. And I will be issuing a statement today to report on that Director matter. So any member of the ANC who's found on the reports as reported by Mzilikazi, I can assure you, it won't take a week. We will be on top of that person.
Thank you. Ms. G?
It's Junior Commando from News 24.
Okay.
I just had one question on the panel that was announced by the president today. He has finally announced a panel to look into the allegations that there were arms that were loaded into the ship that went to Russia. I just wanted to get a comment from the ANC on that. What does it mean that the panel has finally been appointed? And you're also engaging with the ambassadors of the US, the Ukraine, and Russia as well. Just maybe an update on those engagements.
Well, you do have anarchists in this country like John Easthuizen, who says that he believes there were arms sent to Russia. When President investigates that thing, you then have overzealous people who say that he shouldn't do it. There is a man here called John Easthuizen from the DA, who went and told Nick, a reporter from the United Kingdom, that he believes that what he saw when he went to Ukraine, those are arms from South Africa. He said he saw it for himself. So what should we do? The president have established a commission of inquiry led by a retired judge to investigate those allegations. Now, if the president didn't do anything about it or investigate and simply say that there are no arms, it will remain with us forever. If somebody have given arms to Russia during this period, if the report comes saying Mbalula gave arms to Russia, we will act on that. Others are simplifying it. No, the president should have just gone and checked the slips. We are running a country, not a banana republic. We have been accused here by John Easthuizen. Leave Brigade, the U.S. ambassador. Leave him. We understand U.S. people now. How are they and all of that? They like to make these allegations. They can tomorrow wake up and say there's going to be a big war in South Africa. They make those allegations from time to time. We need to get to know which kind of people are they. But they are also dangerous because they started this thing that we're giving arms to Russia. Now, we are trying to play a role there. We know the effects of that war on the developing countries. Cost of living of our people, right? And then it has affected us negatively. It has affected us negatively, and it is important that we deal with that war. And if people open up like they've done with us now, that they are ready, right, to engage, it is important we give that process a chance. And with the possibility that there will be a ceasefire. But all of these things are not easy. You've got to work on them. We have taken a clear position that we are not interested in promoting war. And we cannot therefore have an allegation hanging on us that we gave arms to one party in the war situation. We've got to clear our country. It's not a small feat. And if it was that easy, it will be easy. Now, President probably has got a report on his table from the Minister of Defense, Defense Intelligence, and everybody. They say this thing is not there. The President comes out and say, no, it is not there. Will it be believed? What do people believe? John S. Dazen, not an ambassador from America, our John, yeah, in this country, John, says that he believes that they are arms. These people, the way they want power, they don't care about South Africa as a country. They don't care. As long as anything will bring the ANC down, John S. Dazen can just go and say, no, I believe that this thing can happen. You know, because in his mind and the DA, they are hurting the ANC. And yet they are hurting this country and its economic relations with other countries and all of that in terms of what we are trying to do. He should have probably said something, but he said, I believe this can happen. And he tells the United Kingdom people who are not so good to us. I mean, these people didn't want us to host the World Cup. They said things about the World Cup, that there will be crime, people are going to be raped. They even ran stories. I was in the police. We arrested somebody that they protected, who said that him and his army, they are going to rape tourists when they come here. All those news came from Great Britain, BBC. The work we had to put up and ensure that the World Cup become a success was something else. Now, the same people are told that we gave arms to Russia by a South African. Now, leave alone the American ambassador. A South African says to a British media specialist that he believes that our government supplied arms to Russia. If that happened, let me tell you, there will be no question about it that anyone who did that, it's a criminal act, and they must be dealt with accordingly. Government will act on that, and the president will act, and the ANC will support that particular action, because that's why we dismiss it. We don't even think such a thing could happen. But for the sake of it, countries have gone to war because they were told that there are weapons of mass destruction that were never found. So we can't allow such a thing to linger on. We need to prove it once and for all that it happened or it didn't happen, and we take appropriate action. So we support the president to deal with this matter. Judge Mujapilu and all the people who are been given a task, we salute them and wish them good in terms of the work they are about to undertake.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a presser tomorrow.
What is your last question?
Okay, regarding the matter, Mbalula from UFM, regarding the matter between the Council Speaker of Rustenburg, who wrote to you, who is defying an order.
Those ones we are dealing with them. That anarchy of Rustenburg, by the time we leave here, it will be over. We are not here to play marbles with people who don't understand their responsibility. That speaker and the mayor and everybody here, they must understand that the ANC is in charge. Nobody is going to do as they wish here. By the time we leave, this Rustenburg will be either ANC or it will be something else. We are not going to be held at ransom by individuals who have got an uncontrollable desire for power. And even if it brings the ANC to the mat, they don't care. We're not going to put up with that. I need to be very, have I made myself very, very clear? It must be clear to these comrades. I told them here yesterday, and it is going to be clearer and clearer by the time we leave. Thank you.
SG. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I wanted to check that.
See you tomorrow. We will send you an updated advisory. Comrade Amos will take care
So
of
we'll
all-
have a briefing just
Yes.
for planning purposes.
We will-